Hello. Good afternoon, my fellow Milanisti. How are y'all doing? Today is a beautiful day. It's sunny. The first snowfall has arrived here in Canada. If you can't tell, it is. It's getting cold. It's getting cold, guys. It's winter is here. But I'll tell you what's not getting cold, and actually what's heating up. What's heating up is Milan. AC Milan, we are on a roll right now. Guys. We're on a roll. I just wanted to come online here and talk real quick about the last two games. It's been a busy week, and Milan's been playing a lot of soccer. Last weekend we played EMPOLI. Great result, 3-0. You know, kept another clean sheet, which is good to see. We need those for our confidence and confidence boost in defense. And then just a couple days ago, they move on to Coppa Italia and they win against Sassuolo. A very, very convincing victory. 6-1 was the final result in that game. And so, in the span of 4 days or so, Milan had a goal aggregate of 9-1, which is very rare for this team. One game they really, in Italy in general, you don't really get a lot of games that are 4-0, 5-0, or high-scoring games in any regard. 5-3, 4-2. That doesn't really happen that often. Usually teams really try to park the bus and ride out the win if they're up by 2 goals or more, and they don't really try to go for more. And especially if your team is up 4-0. In Italy, it's called the poker, and that's actually that's when they put on all the subs, and they really don't attempt to score more, because it's quite it's actually insulting to the team that will win by pouring more on the fire. It's looked at as a disrespect. But, Milan went on in the Coppa Italia, and Coppa Italia is not the Serie A. It is an Italian game, yes, but it's a cup game. And when you're in cup games, Sassuolo is Serie B, and they're not good right now. So a lot of mistakes can happen, and I'm not in no way besmudging Milan in scoring as many goals as they did. I think it's great that they did. I think that they should have, and they did, if they had the opportunities to score as many goals as they can. I'm just making a point that it's not as common in Italy as it is in other leagues like Spain and France. But that's not France. No, Spain and England, because they really just go all out all the time. Now, talking about the games in particular, the Empoli game was, very standard. I would say they definitely needed to get a clean Serie A win in Italy, domestic league, because they have been stagnant with the last 2 games as draws of Cagliari and Juventus. So it's good that they got those games under lock and the result that they needed, right? Whereas when you go to the Sassuolo game was a knockout game. So had Milan lost, they would have been out of Coppa Italia, and all hell would have broken loose, because it's another loss, and they really shouldn't be losing these games to these lower teams. It really would have been a real bad episode if Milan did lose that game. I'm glad they didn't, and I'm sure everyone else is glad they did not lose, and they won in the fashion that they did. Because it just goes to show that this team is actually much better than they are. The team can work well together given the circumstances that are available to them. A couple players that actually played really well today were Tijjani Reinders. Tijjani Reinders did very well, and I think he's been a big highlight for the team. And the media is actually taking note, which is great to see. And with Tijjani Reinders, I always knew he was a good player, but I knew for some reason he was not performing well with Milan. He would go to the national team of Netherlands and play very well. But for whatever reason, when he would come back to Milan, it wouldn't really work. And it was frustrating. It was a frustrating sight because he clearly is a talented midfielder and can do a lot. He can impact the game a lot when he's ready to go. So it's great to see him finally get these goals and get these results with him as a star midfielder, because up until now, guys, it's really all been the Christian Pulisic show. You know, Leao he hasn't taken that next drive as we needed these last couple months this season. So up until now, yeah, it's really been Christian Pulisic that has been the star for Milan with his performances across all competitions. And he's doing well with the national team, U.S. men's national team as well. So it's great that now Milan finally has another player that can kind of accompany him in that superstar or, you know, popular name recognition, because it only bolsters Milan's reputation in Europe further. You know, if another team in Europe is going to go face Milan, they're going to say, oh, they have Pulisic, they have Leao, they have Theo Hernandez, they have Tijani Reinders, they have attackers, and now they also have midfielders that can give them the added fear, right? Imposing fear in the team is very important in European competitions, because you want other teams to be fearful off their game, put them on edge. When you have players in these squads, this can happen. When we go up against Madrid earlier last month, it was fearful. They have a lot of good players. Mbappe, Vinny Jr., Jude Bellingham, top players, the top of the top, right? So, and that throws players off. You want them to be, you want to be intimidating, not to be intimidated, right? All in all, great week for Milan. There's really not much to say because they just cleaned house the last two games, and I'm very glad about that. And tomorrow is going to be a good test. Tomorrow's game against Atalanta, who's second place, I think 1 or 2 points off of first of Napoli, is going to be a great game. And I think Milan's ready for the test. I think we are ready for the test, and we're going to see what they do. I think they're going to give it their all. And that's all we can really ask for, guys. So until next time, Forza Milan, let's go.